The end of the World War I was a major reason to start the World War II. End of the World War I was not good for Germany. According to the Versailles assignment, Germany had to pay more than $150 billion for allies. So it brought life in the Germany, heaven to hell. All Germans were suffering from economic crisis and high inflation. Things got worse in the Germany after the World Economic Crisis 1929. So the German environment was creating to a leader to gain power like Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was a boy who faced too many traumatic experiences in his life. As he says, his history teacher Leopold Postek made him to believe that we should always stand united to strongly Germany. So his patriotic ideas were groomed when he's becoming old. After his mother's death, he starts to hate all Jews in this world, and after the end of World War I, he starts his political journey little by little. He could gather many people by his fluent speaking skill, and also he gathered many boys. He makes an army called SS Army and a secret police called Gestapo Police. However, Hitler was being arrested for its rising power by the Weimar government. In this period, he had written a book in the jail. It is called Mein Kampf. It is the only book that explains about Nazism in this world. In the election of 1933, Hitler could enter to the parliament with the support of President von Hindenburg and parliament members. Within few months, he increased his power and became a dictator in the Germany. So in 1934, Hitler removed from Nations Union and invaded Austria, Switzerland and Czechoslovakia in 1938. Whole Europe gave attention to Hitler in this period. Whole Europe was against him after Hitler invaded Poland. And the rise of the Benito Mussolini is a major reason to start the World War II. After the World War I, Italy could not get more colonies than they expected, and also it led their country to economic crisis. So in this period, in 1922, a person called Benito Mussolini and his fascist party gained power in Italy. In 1936, after invading Abyssinia or today's Ethiopia, he was an Axis member with Hitler. So during his period, Japan was rising their power by invading Manchuria in North China in 1934. Finally, Japan also decided to sign as an Axis member in 1937. So now the whole world is ready to start the World War II. He did not stop after invading Poland. He invaded Norway, Denmark, Netherlands and Belgium. And again he invaded France in 1940 June. After the surrender of France, the Princeton Churchill, who thought that surrender of France is a great attack to Britain, he forced the whole nation to fight against the Nazis by his fluent speaking skill. And also he built a strong army to fight against Nazis, collecting people from colonies. So during this period, the Japan was rising their power in the Asia, invading countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand and Philippines. After the Pearl Harbor attack in 1941 November 7, the Franklin Roosevelt, the President of United States of America, declared war against Japan and joined the Allies team. Lastly, Soviet Union also joined the Allies team after Hitler declared war against Soviet Russia in 1941 June 22 under the Operation Barbarossa. It was the Hitler's biggest mistake that he ever made. His arrogance and superiority was destroyed in the land of Russia. During this time, Hitler killed millions of Jews in the concentration camp like Auschwitz, Chemibor, Elchek, Elsen. We can get as examples. Soviet Red Army entered to the Germany in March of 1945. Hitler and some commanders had suicided when Russian army arrived to the Berlin in May of 1945. Millions of people felt relief after the death of Hitler. At last, the States of America made Japan feel surrender by bombing 2 atomic bombs to 2 cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and killing over more than 100,000 innocent people. After the end of the Second World War, United Nations Association was established in the 24th of October in 1945, taking the responsibility of preventing a Third World War.